If you've been injured on the job, there are a few things you should do to protect all of your rights. First, report your injury to your employer. Second, get good medical attention right away. Third, try to document what caused your injury. Fourth, if you're injured by the fault of another person who is not a co-employee or your employer, then you may have what is called a third-party claim against the at-fault person or business who caused these injuries. Then call my office to find out if you should make two separate claims for your injuries. What I mean by this is one claim is under your workers' compensation and the other is against the at-fault third party. Each of these separate claims have different processes and different recoveries that you may be entitled to. For example, under your workers' compensation claim, they pay you your medical bills, but only 2/3 of your salary. But if a third-party claim can be made, then you are entitled to recovery for all of your lost wages and future loss of earning capacity, in addition to many other types of compensation. I've represented many clients who were in a car accident while working. And some people mistakenly think that workers' compensation is their only avenue of recovery for their lost wages and medical bills. However, the at-fault person may be responsible to you for the harm they caused by their negligence. Also, I've represented other clients who were injured on the job, and the injury was caused by another company or another worker on a construction site. In this case, they too had a third-party claim to be made against the at-fault person or business. Additionally, if you've been injured by a defective product, such as a crane, truck, or some other product that injured you while you were on the job, then you might be able to make a recovery against the product manufacturer in addition to your workers' compensation benefits. If you can bring a third-party claim, your recovery is going to be significantly greater than just the benefits available through your workers' compensation insurance company. For example, if you are out of work, workers' compensation only pays you 2/3 of your wages, and there's a cap on how much they will pay. However, in a third-party claim, you are entitled to recover 100% of your lost wages in the past and future without any cap. In a workers' compensation claim, you don't get fringe benefits. However, in a third-party claim, you are entitled to 100% of your fringe benefits. In a workers' compensation claim, you are not entitled to any money for pain, suffering, mental anguish, or loss of enjoyment of life. But in a claim brought against the at-fault party, you are able to recover each of these valuable losses. In a workers' compensation claim, you don't get to pick your doctors. The workers' compensation insurance company dictates who you can see. However, in a third-party claim, you can go to any doctor you choose. In a workers' compensation claim, the theory is to pay for medical treatments and some of your lost wages, but to get you back to work as fast as possible. However, in a third-party claim, the laws are designed to make you whole again. In other words, to fix what can be fixed, to help what can be helped, and then to make up for what can't be fixed or helped. When we represent clients who have both a workers' compensation claim and a third-party claim, we encourage them to seek their workers' compensation benefits and allow us to go after the at-fault party. So there are actually two cases going forward at the same time. The bottom line is this: in any injury case, it is important to consider all of your options and to select the best ones that are right for you. If you have any doubts about your legal rights, please call me.